Hello sa inyo lahat, I'm Sir Aljon Carl V. Garcia and I am your teacher in Mathematics 7 and tutuloy natin ang ating Quarter 1, Week 6 which is about square root. And our most essential learning competencies are estimate the square root of a whole number to the nearest 100, plot irrational numbers up to square roots on a number line. Let's review. So, i-continue natin yung topic natin about the square root. So, square root of a number, it is a number when multiplied to itself will give you the original number or the radicand. Principal root, it is the positive root of the radical. Example, square root of 25 is positive 5 or negative 5. The principal root is positive 5. The principal root is irrational if the radicand is not a perfect square. And if the principal root is irrational, the best you can do is to give an estimate of its value. So, nung nakaraan, nag-estimate tayo in finding the two consecutive integers na malapit dun sa mismong radicand natin. So, let's warm up. Between which two consecutive integers does the square root lie? So, tingnan natin. So, we have the square root of 6, square root of 52, square root of 22, square root of 80, and square root of 99. Kindly pause the video. Kapag tapos na, i-play na ulit para ma-checkan natin ang tamang sagot. Okay, let's check. So, for number 1, we have 2 and 3. Number 2, 7 and 8. Number 3, 4 and 5. Number 4, 8 and 9, and number 5, 9 and 10. So, I hope nakuha nyo na lahat ng tamang sagot. So, papatuloy na tayo. So, our main topic is about estimating the square root of a number to the nearest 100. So, let's first have the illustrative example number 1. So, it is on the method 1. So, meron tayong dalawang method para ma-solve or ma-estimate yung square root of a number kapag hindi siya perfect square. Estimate the square root of 5 to the nearest 100. Solution: the principal root of square root of 5 is between 2 and 3. So, alam natin, gamit yung method natin nakaraan, the answer is 2 and 3. Square root of 5 is closer to 2. So, by estimation, so we have 2.2 squared which is 4.84. So, pag multiply natin yung 2.2 squared, we have 4.84, while 2.3 squared, we have 5.29. And square root of 5 lie between 2.2 and 2.3. So, mapansin natin, yung 5, yung exactong 5, ay nasa pagitan ng 4.84 and 5.29. Continue the estimation to the 100 place. So, tapos na tayo dun sa tens place, dun na tayo sa hundreds. We have 2.23 hundreds squared equals 4.9729 10,000s or 4.9729. So, mapansin natin, napakalapit na niya sa radicand natin which is 5. Next, we have 2.24 hundreds squared equals 5.176 10,000s or 5.0176. And we have 2.25 hundreds squared equals 5.625 10,000s. And as you can see, 5 is closer to 5.176 10,000s. Therefore, by estimation, square root of 5 is 2.24. So that is the answer for illustrative example number 1 and it is for the method 1. So, medyo challenging yung method 1 natin kasi kailangan natin mag-guess ng decimal numbers na kapag kinuha yung squared, so mag-multiply pa tayo, ay mas malapit dun sa radicand natin. So, paano naman kapag method 2? Yan. So, estimate the square root of 24 to the nearest 100. Solution: the principal root of square root of 24 is between 4 and 5. So, the principal root is 4 point blank and blank for the tenths. So, this is the 10th digit and the 100 digit. Okay? To find its 10th and 100, we need to use this formula. So ayan, gagamit tayo ng formula. So mas madali ito dahil merong formula at makukuha agad natin yung tenth and hundredth. So we need to find the radicand, the small perfect square, and the big perfect square. So the formula is radicand minus small perfect square divided by big perfect square minus small perfect square. So square root of 24 is between the perfect squares 16 and 25, wherein 16 is less than 24 and 24 is less than 25. Okay, so we have here the small perfect square, which is 16, and the radicand, which is 24, and the big perfect square, which is 25. So yun yung lalagay natin sa mismong formula. Okay, using the formula, let's substitute the values. So we have the radicand 24 minus the small perfect square 16, and then big perfect square 25, and then small perfect square 16. And having the difference, we have 8 over 9. Change it to decimal, we have 8 over 9 equals 0.888 or 0.888 thousandths. Therefore, by estimation, the square root of 24 is 4.89 hundredths. Okay po ba? Well, let's try another example. Estimate the square root of 141 to the nearest hundred. Solution: the principal root of square root of 141 is between 11 and 12. So the principal root is 11 point blank and blank. So the square root of 141 is between the perfect squares 121 and 144. So the small perfect square is 121 and 141 is the radicand and 144 is the big perfect square. So madaling tandaan yan. Kailangan lang tandaan na kung ano yung mababang perfect square at ano yung mataas na perfect square at kung ano mismo yung radicand. Let's use the formula. So we have 141 for the radicand minus 121 for the small perfect square divided by 144 for the big perfect square minus 121. The answer is 20 over 23. So when we get the fraction, let's convert it to decimal. So the answer is 0.869. Therefore, by estimation, the square root of 141 is 11.87 hundredths. Kung mapansin nyo, siya ay 0.869. So nakuha natin yung niround off natin yung 6 by 9, kaya naging 0.87. And then, nilagay natin siya as the tenths and hundredths. Plotting irrational numbers on a number line. So paano nga ba tayo magpa-plot ng irrational number sa mismong number line kung siya ay irrational number? So irrational numbers are found on a number line by approximation. So hindi pwedeng exact talaga natin may ilalagay or may pa-plot siya, but we're going to approximate its location. So we can plot an irrational number on a number line using its estimated value. So kung nakuha na natin yung sagot kanina, now let's plot it on the number line. Let's have the illustrative example. Plot the following irrational numbers on the number line. We have square root of 5, square root of 24, and square root of 42. So by approximation, the given irrational numbers are plotted on the number line below. So kung gagamitin natin yung method 1 and 2 kanina, we will get the answers for square root of 5, square root of 24, and square root of 42. So for square root of 5, we have 2.24. Square root of 24, we have 4.89. And square root of 42, we have 6.48 hundredths. So here is the number line. So kung makapansin natin, yung square root of 5 ay malapit sa 2 dahil ang value niya ay 2.24. Next, so square root of 24 is between 4 and 5. At kung mapapansin natin, mas malapit siya sa 5 dahil ang value niya ay 4.89. While square root of 42 is between 6 and 7 at talagang nasa gitna siya halos dahil yung 6.48 ay halos 6.5 na. So ganyan tayo mag-plot ng irrational numbers sa number line. Nice job! So, sana naintindihan natin kung paano tayo mag-estimate ng square root at mag-plot ng irrational numbers on the number line. Let's have an assessment. Tingnan natin kung naintindihan talaga natin ang ating lesson. So, estimate the square root to the nearest hundredth. Number 1, we have square root of 40. Number 2, square root of 99. Number 3, square root of 136. Number 4, square root of 220. And number 5, square root of 350. Okay, pwede natin i-pause ang video para masagutan yung 1 to 5. And after that, i-play na ulit and let's check your answers. Okay, let's check if your answers are all correct. For number 1, we have 6.31 or 6.32. Number 2, we have 9.94 or 9.95. Number 3, 11.65 or 11.66. Then number 4, 14.83. And number 5, we have 18.71 hundredths. So kung mapapansin nyo, ang symbol natin for approximation is this one. So, sabihin niyan, hindi siya exact na yun yung pinakang sagot natin for the square root of 40. It is by estimation or approximation. Next, plot the following irrational numbers in the given number line. So, for number 1, we have square root of 14. Number 2, square root of 38. Number 3, square root of 60. Number 4, square root of 91. And number 5, square root of 30. So, kailangan muna nating isolve yung estimation ng ating square root. And then, let's try to find kung saan siya mas malapit between those number lines. So, first, let's try to find the estimation of the square root using method 1 or method 2 before natin i-plot sa mismong number line. So, i-pause ulit natin ng video. After nyo masagutan, i-play na ulit and let's check. Okay, let's start answering. For number 1, the square root of 14 is approximately 3.74 hundredths or 3.71 hundredths. For number 2, square root of 38 is approximately 6.16 hundredths or 16.15 hundred. Number 3, square root of 60 is approximately 7.75 hundred or 7.73 hundredths. Number 4, square root of 91 is approximately 9.54 hundredths or 9.53 hundredths. And for number 5, square root of 30 is approximately 5.48 hundredths or 5.45 hundredths. Well done! I hope nakuha nyo ang mga tamang sagot. And here's our references. And that is all for our topic about square root. Thank you, everyone.